welcome back. It's great to have you here today. Today we'll be revising areas and volumes. Please get your pen and paper ready and make some notes. So let's start with a triangle. We know that the area of a triangle is a half times base times height, or a half AB sine C. Moving on to the square is x squared. Rectangle is going to be width times length. Similarly, with a parallelogram, it's base times height. If we move this small right angle on the left to the right, we can make a rectangle. A trapezium is a half a plus b times height. A circle, that's going to be pi r squared. If we need to work out the area of a sector, that is the fraction of the circle, which is theta over 360 times pi r squared. And it doesn't matter whether it's a minor sector or a major sector, no matter whether theta is smaller than 180 or greater than 180, it's the same formula. Moving on to the next one, segment. So what we need to do is we need to work out the area of the sector, subtract the area of a triangle, and in this case both AB equals R and theta is angle C. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to change these 2D shapes into 3D, and we are going to talk about their volumes. What we needed to do is to work out the base area and times by height. So for example, for the first one, triangular base prism, what we needed to do is take the area formula times by its height. For the second one, take the area x squared times by height. Third one, cuboid, width times length and multiply by height. And for the fourth one, parallelepiped, what we needed to do is to work out the area of one side and multiply it by the height. And moving on to the next one, trapezoid. So what we needed to do is to multiply its area by the height. Moving on, next one, we have a cylinder. Again, pi r squared times by height. So now what we are going to look at are pyramids. So the first one, triangular pyramid. The second one, square-based pyramid. Rectangular pyramid. And a cone. So for the first one, what we needed to do is first work out the base area, half base times height, and then multiply it by the vertical height, and then divide by 3, because we want a third of this. For the second one, work out the base area, which is x squared, times by vertical height, and then divide by 3. For the third one, we work out the area of the base, which is width times length, and then times by vertical height, divided by 3. For the cone, we needed to work out the base area, pi r squared, times by height, and then divide by 3. And then there's another one we needed to know, which is a sphere, and to work out the volume of that is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Okay, so now what we are going to look at are the surface areas. So for the first one, to work out the surface area, we know that the base triangles, we have 2 copies of this, and then we have 3 copies of rectangles. Now, depending on the size of the triangle, we might have 3 different sizes of rectangles. For the second one, a cube, to work out the surface area, we work out one side, which is x squared, and then we multiply by 6 because there are 6 faces and they are all the same. For the cuboid, what we needed to do is 2 lots of front and back, and they are rectangles. And then we have top and bottom, those 2 are rectangles as well. They might be different to the front and the back. And finally, we need to work out 2 sides, which are also rectangles. And then to work out the total surface area, we will need to add them together. Okay, and then moving on to the parallelepiped. Now this one is very similar to the rectangle. They have 3 different pairs of parallelogram. And then moving on to the next one, trapezoid. We have 2 trapeziums, the front and the back. And then we have 4 rectangles. Again, those rectangles could be all different depending on the length of the trapezium. And finally, if we wanted to work out the surface area of the cylinder, what we needed to do is to work out the base area multiplied by 2. And then around the cylinder, it's actually a rectangle. And to work out the area of the rectangle, we will have to work out the circumference of the circle, that is the length, multiplied by the height, which is the width of the rectangle. Therefore, the area of the rectangle is pi d h, or 2 pi r h. Okay, that is it for today. Well done for making through to the end. Please have a go at the question attached in the description box. Remember, maths isn't a spectator sport, and we have to keep practicing to be more fluent. Happy revising, and I'll see you in the next video.